Most people think narcissists are harmless until they're exposed. But what happens when they realize you're too smart, too resilient, too dangerous to manipulate? They don't give up, they escalate. And the trick they use next, it's subtle, invisible to most, yet devastating if you fall for it. Now, if you've noticed even a hint of these tactics in your own life, don't scroll past. Hit that like button, share this with someone who needs to see it, and stick around. Because understanding the one trick narcissists use when they see you as dangerous could be the difference between staying in control and getting manipulated. When a narcissist senses that their usual tactics, charm, guilt-tripping, or subtle manipulation aren't working, they immediately recognize you as a threat. This perceived threat isn't just about you resisting their influence, it's about their fragile ego being exposed. Narcissists thrive on control, and when someone demonstrates resilience, self-awareness, or boundaries that cannot be easily bent, it triggers an instinctive escalation. They begin to analyze your behavior, looking for patterns or vulnerabilities they might have overlooked, because in their mind, losing control is unacceptable. This is why they label high-resistance individuals as dangerous targets. They perceive these targets as a direct challenge to their self-image and authority. Unlike the average person who can be manipulated with compliments or guilt, a high-threat target is seen as someone who might outsmart, outmaneuver, or even expose them. The narcissist's mind starts running scenarios, imagining ways to regain dominance without overtly losing face. This often leads to more calculated, covert strategies that can appear subtle, almost invisible, to outsiders. They may begin to test your reactions in small ways, probing to see if there's any crack in your armor. Every word, every gesture, every response is assessed for leverage. Essentially, the moment they perceive danger, the narcissist shifts from casual manipulation to strategic maneuvering, treating you like a puzzle that must be solved or neutralized. Understanding this dynamic is crucial because it explains why certain people suddenly become the focus of their most intense, carefully orchestrated tactics. They aren't just resisting, they've become a threat to the narcissist's sense of omnipotence. When a narcissist realizes that direct control won't work, their next move is often to isolate you, because cutting off your support system makes you more vulnerable. They know that people rarely operate alone, and a strong network of friends, family, or colleagues can act as a protective buffer against manipulation. So, the narcissist starts quietly undermining those connections. This doesn't always look dramatic. There are rarely loud arguments or obvious sabotage at first. Instead, it's subtle. They might plant small seeds of doubt, exaggerate minor disagreements, or offer half-truths to make others question your judgment or intentions. They may also exploit people's insecurities, turning them into unwitting allies who unknowingly reinforce the narcissist's narrative. The goal is simple: weaken your external support so that you're psychologically more dependent on them, even if you don't realize it. This tactic works because humans are naturally social beings. We seek validation and reassurance from others. When that network wavers, it creates emotional turbulence, making us second-guess ourselves. A skilled narcissist recognizes this and methodically nudges people around you away, all while appearing charming, reasonable, or concerned. Isolation doesn't have to be overt to be effective. It's the cumulative effect of small disruptions over time that creates the illusion of vulnerability. By understanding this tactic, you can start identifying the subtle ways someone might be attempting to erode your support, allowing you to reinforce connections and protect yourself from being cornered psychologically. They only escalate when they see that you are immune to their usual manipulations, and isolation becomes their calculated strategy to regain influence. Once the narcissist realizes that isolation alone isn't enough, they often turn to triangulation, which is one of their most insidious tactics. Triangulation is when they introduce a third party into the situation, sometimes overtly, sometimes subtly, to create tension, doubt, or competition. This third party can be a friend, a colleague, or even someone they fabricate as supporting evidence for their claims. The goal is to destabilize your sense of reality and make you question your own judgment. They know that humans naturally compare themselves to others, so by inserting someone else into the dynamic, they create an invisible pressure that can make you feel off balance, insecure, or even guilty. Triangulation often comes disguised as concern or advice, which makes it even harder to spot. The narcissist may share selective information, exaggerate conflicts, or twist innocent events to make it seem like others are against you. This technique is powerful because it leverages your social instincts. You instinctively try to reconcile relationships, explain misunderstandings, or seek validation, while they remain largely unaffected, observing your reactions like a strategist. Importantly, the third party is often unaware of being manipulated, which makes the tactic invisible to everyone but you. The narcissist uses triangulation as a psychological lever. By creating tension in your network, they hope to regain a sense of control without direct confrontation. Recognizing triangulation is crucial because it signals that the narcissist perceives you as a high-threat target, and they're moving from simple manipulation to sophisticated, indirect strategies designed to destabilize and pressure you while maintaining their own facade of innocence. When other tactics fail, a narcissist will often feign vulnerability as a next-level manipulation. This is where they suddenly appear weak, apologetic, or emotionally fragile, as if they're the one under threat. They do this because they know that most people are wired to respond to empathy and compassion. Seeing someone vulnerable triggers our natural desire to comfort and protect. By pretending to be fragile, they attempt to bypass your defenses and make you lower your guard, even if you've resisted them up to this point. It's a clever psychological trick because it reframes the dynamic. Suddenly, the narcissist is no longer the aggressor. They appear as the one who needs care, understanding, or reassurance. This can create internal conflict for you, especially if you pride yourself on being empathetic or fair. You might start questioning your own responses. Am I overreacting? Or maybe I should give them another chance. Meanwhile, they are observing every reaction, calculating the smallest openings to regain control. This feigned vulnerability isn't random, it's highly strategic. They may tearfully apologize for imagined offenses, exaggerate past hardships, or highlight moments where they claim to have been misunderstood by others, all designed to evoke sympathy. The goal is not genuine connection, it's to manipulate your emotional response so you start acting in ways that benefit them. Understanding this tactic is critical because it flips the script. When a narcissist pretends to be vulnerable, they are testing the boundaries of your empathy while trying to destabilize your clarity. Recognizing this early allows you to respond without being drawn back into their manipulative orbit. When the narcissist realizes that even feigned vulnerability isn't enough, they often escalate to a smear campaign, one of their most destructive tools. This is where they begin quietly spreading half-truths, exaggerations, or outright lies about you to others, friends, colleagues, or even casual acquaintances, with the goal of undermining your credibility and influence. The brilliance of a smear campaign lies in its subtlety. It doesn't require direct confrontation, and it can unfold so slowly that you might not notice it until the damage is already done. They know that people are influenced by perception more than facts, so planting doubts in the minds of others can effectively isolate you socially and emotionally. Often they frame themselves as the victim, casting you as unreasonable, difficult, or unstable. The narcissist relies on the fact that humans are social creatures and tend to give others the benefit of the doubt, which allows their distortions to spread like wildfire. This tactic works particularly well when you are someone who others respect or trust. Your positive qualities make the lies seem shocking, which makes them more shareable in social circles. The purpose is twofold. It erodes your external support system, and it reinforces the narcissist's illusion of control and superiority. Understanding this tactic is crucial because it shows that the narcissist isn't just trying to influence you directly. They are actively shaping the social environment around you to neutralize your power. Recognizing early signs like subtle rumors or shifts in how others treat you allows you to defend yourself strategically and maintain your credibility, preventing their manipulative narratives from taking root. When the smear campaign or subtle attacks don't achieve the desired effect, the narcissist often turns to love bomb withdrawal, a tactic designed to confuse and destabilize you emotionally. This involves alternating between extreme attention, praise, or affection and sudden coldness, silence, or withdrawal. At first, the positive attention, the love bombing, draws you in, making you feel valued, appreciated, and connected. But as soon as you begin to feel secure or start asserting boundaries, they abruptly withdraw, leaving you feeling rejected, anxious, or even guilty. This push-pull dynamic is deeply destabilizing because it triggers the brain's attachment and reward systems. The highs feel intensely rewarding, and the sudden lows create emotional discomfort that you instinctively want to resolve. The narcissist knows this and exploits it deliberately. The goal isn't genuine intimacy, it's control. By controlling the rhythm of your emotional highs and lows, they create dependence on their approval, making you more likely to respond to their next manipulative tactic. This strategy is particularly effective against people who are empathetic or invested in relationships, because the natural desire to restore harmony makes you more likely to overanalyze your own actions and adjust behavior to regain their attention. Recognizing this pattern is critical, because once you see it for what it is, the power of the tactic diminishes. You realize that the affection is a tool, not genuine connection, and the withdrawal is a strategy, not a reflection of your worth. Awareness transforms the push-pull from a destabilizing trap into something you can observe without losing composure or control. When the narcissist sees that even love bomb withdrawal isn't enough to regain control, they often escalate to over-the-top mirroring, a tactic designed to lull you into a false sense of trust. This is where they start imitating your values, interests, behaviors, or even your communication style with uncanny precision. The goal is deceptively simple. If you see yourself reflected in them, you may let your guard down, thinking you found an ally, someone who gets you. It's deeply manipulative because it preys on our natural tendency to feel safe and connected with people who share our perspectives and passions. The narcissist isn't mirroring randomly. They study you carefully, identifying what matters most to you, your passions, your boundaries, even your pet peeves, and then replicate them in a way that feels authentic. This can make you question your own judgments. Maybe they've changed, or maybe I misjudged them before. Meanwhile, the narcissist is observing, testing how far they can push before you react defensively. The mirroring can extend to social circles, work behavior, or personal hobbies, making it even harder to see through the facade. Understanding over-the-top mirroring is crucial because it's not about genuine connection. It's about creating a psychological bridge to vulnerability. Once you recognize it, you can maintain clarity, resist being drawn into emotional traps, and see the behavior for what it truly is, a calculated strategy designed to manipulate your perception of them, weaken your defenses, and regain influence over someone they previously labeled as too dangerous to control. When all previous tactics fail, the narcissist often resorts to a final gaslight push, the most aggressive form of psychological pressure they can apply without overt confrontation. This involves subtle, persistent attempts to make you doubt your own perceptions, memories, or judgment. They may deny events that happen, twist facts, or insist that you're overreacting or misunderstanding situations, all while maintaining a calm, confident demeanor that makes you question yourself. The purpose is not to convince you of their version of reality entirely, but to create internal chaos, self-doubt, confusion, and second-guessing. This destabilization is especially effective against high-threat targets because narcissists understand that the more self-assured and resilient you are, the harder it is to control you directly. By applying this pressure gradually and subtly, they hope to erode your certainty, making you easier to manipulate in future interactions, or at the very least, frustrated enough to disengage. The final gaslight push is often paired with previous tactics, mirroring, feigned vulnerability, and triangulation to maximize impact. Recognizing this tactic is vital because it represents the narcissist's acknowledgement that direct control has failed and that they are moving to their most psychologically sophisticated strategy to regain influence. Awareness acts as a shield. Once you understand that this behavior is a manipulative tactic rather than a reflection of reality, you can maintain your own clarity and resist being pulled into their distortions. High-threat targets survive and even thrive against this because understanding the tactic removes its power over your mind and your emotional equilibrium. The truth is, when a narcissist sees you as too dangerous to manipulate, they escalate in ways most people don't even notice. They begin with subtle threats, quiet tests, and careful observation. But if you remain unshakable, they move to isolation, triangulation, feigned vulnerability, smear campaigns, love bomb withdrawal, mirroring, and even the most insidious gaslighting. Each tactic is a calculated move designed to regain control. But here's the thing, none of it works if you understand what's happening. High-threat targets like you don't just resist manipulation, they recognize it, anticipate it, and refuse to be destabilized. You maintain clarity while they spin, you hold your boundaries while they push, and you protect your network while they attempt to isolate you. Every attempt to control you becomes a mirror, reflecting their desperation and their inability to bend you to their will. And this is what makes you so dangerous to them. They cannot conquer, charm, or guilt you because you operate from self-awareness, resilience, and confidence. Their tricks may be clever, their strategies complex, but they rely on the assumption that most people will bend, doubt themselves, or respond emotionally. You don't. Understanding their tactics doesn't just protect you, it strips them of power, leaving them exposed and powerless. So remember this: when a narcissist sees you as too dangerous to manipulate, the only thing they can do is try their tricks. Your choice is simple: see through them, hold your ground, and walk away with your power intact. Because once you do, they are no longer in control. You are.